Sometimes all we are feeling is worthlessness. All we are feeling is worthless. Why? Only because suppose there are 100 works to be done in a day and we did 50 of them. 50 of them are undone and we are sitting alone over there feeling worthless because we didn't do the other 50 works. Or probably because we did some works and all of them were not our bests. I myself have been doing so many things and yet I am feeling so worthless lately. Thus I am making this video because I realized that I have done so many things and yet I am feeling so worthless. And that is only because most of the time we don't even want to know the solution. We don't even want to know the reason of why I am feeling worthless. Probably those are not our bests, or probably we couldn't do all of them, but we did what we could. And then we are just sitting there feeling worthless. And that is actually the issue. We are feeling worthless even when we are doing almost everything. Even when we are doing so many things, we are still feeling worthless, and that is actually the issue. Whenever we are feeling worthless, or whenever we are feeling that everything that I am doing is the worst, it's the worst that I can do, or it's the worst that is happening, it's the worst that can be done by me, then that is mostly because we don't check into the reality. We don't check the reality, we just believe whatever scenarios the brain is making. We are doing everything, blaming, worrying, thinking about why we are feeling this way rather than finding the solution. We are doing everything than checking into the reality, which is the only way to find the solution. Probably you are waking up, you are doing your daily chores, you are helping yourself, which is one of the most crucial and important things. You are helping others, you are the reason why others have a smile on their face, and after doing all of these things, you are coming back to the same point, feeling worthless. And all of this only because of one reason, which is the solution to the question, why am I feeling worthless, which is checking into the reality. We are not checking into the reality, thus we are feeling worthless. See, it's our brain's nature. In our brain, it's our brain's nature to create its own scenarios. It's our brain's nature to create the worst case scenarios to protect us. To create the worst case scenarios, to think about things that might never happen. But the brain keeps it as a protection just to think that this might happen. But that is not the issue. The biggest issue is when we start believing that those worst case scenarios is the reality. When we start believing that is us, this is me, this is why everything is happening this way. When we start believing in that, that is when we start feeling worthless. So the only solution to stop feeling worthless is checking into the reality. Checking into the reality is the only solution to stop feeling worthless. We very often tend to overlook what we are doing and look deeply and very detailed into what we are not doing. We overlook on what we are doing and we focus on what we are not doing. Thus we feel this worthless. I'll tell you a story that I heard very recently, that is, there was a person who was on the verge of being a monk. He had the traits of being a monk since his very childhood, and now he had decided to be a monk, and he was on the very verge of being a monk. Before being a monk, for a year, he was staying with other monks, practicing how to be a monk, how to live as a monk. He was doing everything that a normal monk does, but not yet being a monk entirely. So this person was living with the monks, and before taking the big step of becoming a monk, he decided that he will face everything that he has been running away from for all these years. He decided to face everything that he has been running away from all these years, everything that tears him down. So suddenly, he started feeling worthless. And this time he decided that he will let himself feel worthlessness. He will not stop feeling worthlessness, or he will not deny that worthlessness, that no, I don't want you over here, go away, or he won't try to justify himself again and again why he is feeling worthless. Because see, the more you try to justify yourself that, see, this is fine, this is the reason I am feeling this way, it's totally fine, you don't. The more you try to justify yourself that why I am feeling that, or the more you try to dive into the reason of why am I feeling that I shouldn't be feeling this way, that is when you are letting that thought, that emotion take over you. You know, in one of my videos I said that close your eyes and visualize that there is a stream passing by and there are leaves falling on the stream, and now those leaves are your thoughts. And if you dunk your feet into the stream, then those leaves will touch you. But if you sit at its very edge and just witness it, the leaves can never touch you. They'll come closer to you, but they can never touch you because you have not dunked your feet into it. Very similarly, you have not dunked your feet into those thoughts. You are not dunking yourself. You are not going into why am I feeling this way? I shouldn't be feeling this way. Thus, you are just witnessing it. Now, this person didn't understood that. He thought facing his fears, facing all the emotions and thoughts that he has been running about for all these years means questioning why they are happening and justifying them, which is the exact opposite. Which is the exact opposite of what should be done, but he didn't know, so he did that. Now, for many days he was very puzzled. He kept on thinking about why am I feeling this way? Then he kept on focusing more and more into the scenarios that the brain threw at him. He started believing in them. Thus, he was feeling worthless. He didn't do any reality checks. He was feeling worthless because he believed whatever the brain was showing him. Now, this person was very puzzled. He was very puzzled and he was thinking again and again about why is it happening. He was trying to justify it, which is the exact opposite of what should be done. And now, every day, he had so many work and probably he couldn't do 2 of them. Now, he was feeling worthless. Sitting over there, he was feeling worthless because he couldn't do the other 2 jobs. He was sitting over there feeling worthless because probably he made something or he did something and his mind told him that that thing that you did is just the worst that you can do. Or what you did over there is just the worst that you did. It's just the worst. It's one of your worst performances. You did so bad just because his brain told him that, or because his brain told him you didn't do those other 2 works, you're procrastinating. He sat down there feeling worthless. Probably he didn't have time or something else, and now his brain told him you're procrastinating. You didn't do that, so you're procrastinating, and now he believed that. See, I'm telling you, the brain is giving you worst case scenarios, and the worst part is when you believe that, because it's our brain's nature to give us our worst case scenarios to protect us, or it's our brain's nature to have thoughts and scenarios into it. But the moment you dunk your feet into that water, that is when you lose yourself to those emotions. So his mind told him that you are procrastinating, and he believed that. Then probably he performed something, or he made something, or he did something, and his mind told him that what you did is just your worst, or what you did is so bad, you just did your worst. He believed that. Now he believed that, and he stood there feeling worthless. And this feeling kept on bothering him for days, for weeks, and stayed with him. Although people around him never told him that he was worthless, people around him never told him that he was bad, or people around him never demotivated him, or never told him that his performance is bad, or the things that he is doing is bad, or probably he's procrastinating, or never complained to him about leaving out 2 works, or never complained to him about anything that he is doing, he still felt that. Only because he dunked his feet into the water. Only because he let himself believe in whatever the mind told him. And now the next day he did his daily chores and all the works he did after that. So he was just doing his work, and another monk came up to him and asked, "Is something wrong with you?" Now, very naturally, whenever asks us, "How are you?" or "Is something wrong?" we very naturally tend to say, "I am fine," or "Yeah, everything is fine." So he said that, "Yeah, everything is fine, nothing is wrong with me." Then this monk said, "You know, something is wrong with you, you can tell me." And in his voice, something was very genuine, very calming. So both of them sat down, and this younger guy, the very first thing he said was, "How do you know that something is wrong with me?" So then the monk said, "Our face is a reflection of our thoughts and our emotions in our mind. So your face is very tensed, it's looking as if something is wrong." So then the guy said that yes, something is wrong. So this other monk, he was a bit older, not bit, he was quite older. He asked him, "What is wrong?" So the guy said, "I have been feeling very worthless lately. I don't know any reason why, but I have been feeling so worthless, as if everything that I'm doing is just the worst that I can do, and I'm procrastinating because I couldn't do those 2 works. I didn't do those 2 works, thus I feel that I'm procrastinating and I'm not doing anything good." The monk smiled and the monk said, "You wake up every day, you do your daily chores, you help others do their daily chores, and then you spend so much time with the elderly people who are very often overlooked. You make them smile, and then there are so many wagging tails on the road who never sleep with an empty stomach because of you. Those hopeful eyes have a wagging tail and never sleep with an empty stomach because of you. And after so many things, when you are the reason for so many smiles, how can you ever be worthless?" So the guy said that, "But I didn't do those 2 works. I couldn't complete my work, or I didn't do the best in that." Then the monk said, "You did your best, you did your worst. You couldn't do 2 works, or you couldn't do any work at all. There are so many people out there smiling because of you. There are not even if not so many. There are some people out there smiling because of you. There are some people out there who feel glad because they have you in their life, or the moment you step into the room they are in, they smile. Whenever you go into that shelter where the elderly people stay, whenever you go there, they smile. Whenever you go there, they feel happy. And now, if anyone is the reason for so many smiles, they can never ever be worthless." And then this young soon-to-be monk, he understood, yes, maybe I couldn't do those 2 chores. Maybe I didn't give my best in that 1 work or 2 work or any work at all. Maybe it was not my best. Maybe I couldn't do those 2 chores or any chores at all, but at least I was the reason for so many smiles. Even if not for others' smiles, when you are the reason for your own smile, your own happiness, that is the greatest one can do, to be tagged as priceless. And when you are being tagged as priceless, how can you ever think that you are worthless? So then he looked at the monk and his expression was very curious. So then the monk told him, "Whenever we are feeling worthless, the only solution to not feeling so is checking the reality. The moment we check the reality, the moment we look into the reality, the moment we look into the thing that we are actually doing, the thing that is actually happening, the moment we look into, we stop feeling worthless. We are always looking more into what we are not doing than more into what we are doing. So start focusing more on what you are doing than on what you are not doing. You'll stop feeling worthless." So there are 3 reasons why we are feeling worthless. The very first one is we are blindly believing in all the worst case scenarios that our mind is creating. We are blindly believing in them. The second one is not checking into what is actually happening in the reality. And we forget to check in what is happening in the reality, and we start believing in the fake worst case scenarios that the mind is creating. And the third one is we are always finding reasons to be grateful. I'll tell you another incident. The very other day, I know a person and she had came over to my house, and she was just looking around when she noticed a journal on my table. So she looked at me and she asked, "What's this?" I told her, "This is my gratitude journal. I write 21 things that I'm grateful for in it. Not every day, but on the days that I feel like, because I'll be honest, I'm not always very consistent." So the girl said, "Oh yes, I had one too, but it's just so difficult to find anything we are grateful for." That was the moment I realized that the biggest thing to be grateful about is being born as a human, is being able to breathe, to be able to think, to be able to walk, to be able to speak. At that moment I understood that what other reason can one possibly need to be grateful than other than these. Worthlessness is an emotion, or it's probably just a thought, and we are none of our thoughts, none of our emotions, or not this body, not this mind, and none of the things we think we are. So we can never be worthless. In our day-to-day lives, we do so many small and easy things that probably bring a smile in others' face, or probably bring a smile to our face. But we overlook them every single time, believing in the fake scenarios that the brain is creating, because probably we are not mindful enough. We are believing in all that because we are not mindful enough to notice our contribution. The more mindful we are, the more we realize our contribution. We tend to overlook, resulting in feeling worthless, useless, and all those things. Now see, after this entire circle, we are coming back to one particular point. One thing that I always say, that is mindfulness or awareness is consciousness. And we are nothing but consciousness. We are not our thoughts, we are not our imaginations, we are not our emotions, we are not this body, we are not this mind, we are just pure, formless, shapeless consciousness. And Advaita Vedanta always says that the Atman is the shapeless, formless consciousness, which the Advaita Vedanta also calls Brahma. Brahma doesn't mean those idols, those statues, and those deities. The literal term of Brahma or Shiva is shapeless, formless consciousness, and we are that shapeless, formless consciousness. If you look into my last video, you will realize how I've said we are our consciousness and why we are our consciousness. Now, if your consciousness or mindfulness, that means that mindfulness is your natural state. Now, if mindfulness is your natural state, it means that you don't need to work to achieve mindfulness, or you don't need to increase your mindfulness, or you don't need to do something to be more mindful. You just have to cut out all the noises outside to listen to that mindfulness. Just shut everything out outside. Sit alone with yourself. The only way to realize that you are formless consciousness, the only way to feel that consciousness, and the only way to realize and return to your natural state, to return to that consciousness and mindfulness, is by sitting alone with yourself, or just sitting and meditating. Now see, there are two types of meditations that really help you return to that consciousness. The very first one is something that I've already said in my last video, which is the Soham method, which is while breathing in, say so, and while exhaling, say hum. And now so means that and hum means I am. So it stands for I am that, and over here that means pure formless consciousness. And so hum is also the sound that is created whenever we are breathing. When we are breathing, the sound that is produced is so, and when we are exhaling, the sound that is produced is hum. So hum is our natural breathing state, and when we say that in mind, it takes us back to our natural state, which is consciousness or mindfulness or awareness or whatever you call it. And the second method is the 18 seconds, 8 seconds, 6 seconds, 4 seconds and 2 seconds method. So first, breathe in for 18 seconds and breathe out for 18 seconds. Breathe in for 8 seconds, breathe out for 8 seconds. Breathe in for 6 seconds and breathe out for 6 seconds. Then breathe in for 4 seconds, then breathe out for 4 seconds. Then breathe in for 2 seconds and breathe out for 2 seconds. Then breathe in for 1 second and breathe out for 2 seconds. And this technique is also used for instantly falling into the meditative state, so that you become calm naturally, so that you return to your natural state automatically. So I hope these videos were somewhat helpful for all of you. Do watch the shorter versions of this video in my Instagram account. Bye bye, all the best. Hope to meet you very soon.